Welcome, foolish mortals, to another episode of the HitchHiking Host Show. We are your ghost hosts, Wes
and Jenn.
And just like Billy Joel, we didn't start the fire, but we are going to start the show. Let's do it.
So, in news this week, Pixar recently released the second trailer to its upcoming feature, Inside Out. The second trailer features a conversation between a young middle school child and her parents and the emotions involved. Inside Out is a look inside the mind of Riley Anderson, where her emotions, joy, anger, fear, disgust, and sadness, lead the girl through her life. It's scheduled to open in theaters in 2015. I can't wait.
Yes, this year was Pixar-less. And next year we get 2 Pixar movies. That's one of them. The other one being The Good Dinosaur, of course. This is on my must-see list for 2015. For those of you who don't know, I am a movie critic as well. And that's on my must-see list. Definitely looking forward to that. Names of the characters in the upcoming Star Wars The Force Awakens were recently revealed. J.J. Abrams, the movie's co-writer and director, and president of Lucasfilms, Kathleen Kennedy, decided to reveal them through a series of retro-style trading cards. The mocked-up version presented to EW, Entertainment Weekly, was themed to match the original Topps Star Wars trading cards from 1977. Some of the names are BB-8, Poe Dameron, Kylo Ren, Rey, and Finn. Now, this is another one I'm really looking forward to. I'm a big Star Wars aficionado, if you will. So I thought it was really cool that they did this with the trading cards. I actually haven't seen them yet because I've had a very busy week, but I've seen they were trending on Facebook. You think that's a cool idea to do? Throw out some of the new characters like that?
I think it is. I'm not gonna lie, I've never seen Star Wars except maybe more than 5 minutes of one of the movies, but I like the idea. It's a good way to introduce the characters, because I know the Star Wars fans, it's something that they want to know about. They want to know what's gonna happen, especially now that Disney kind of took over them.
Yeah. Who are these people we're seeing in this new trailer, and are
what are they doing?
Yeah. Will they ruin it? Just keep Hayden Christensen out of it.
I don't know who that is.
You're better off. Disney recently released new concept art and details on the DVC expansion at the Polynesian Village Resort in Walt Disney World. The bungalows, the first of their kind on any Disney property, will sleep up to 8 guests each. They are located just steps away from the new plunge pool that will overlook the Seven Seas Lagoon, which, of course, the location will give guests a prime location to view Magic Kingdom's nightly fireworks, such as Wishes! That was Michael Jackson, evidently. The largest deluxe studios at Walt Disney World will be featured on the mainland of the Polynesian Village Resort. These will sleep up to 5 guests and will have the ability to connect to another deluxe studio. This is the first time this feature has been used in a DVC resort. Just like the ones featured on the Disney Cruise Line and Grand Floridian, the rooms will have a bathroom separated into 2 areas. One has the shower and sink, and the other has a sink and tub or shower. The studios will have the kitchenettes and extra storage space. These features are designed to maximize the convenience and comfort of the guests. I think it's a good idea.
I like them. I can see them when I convince everybody to go on the ferry with me. I like seeing them. I'm excited. I know one of my dreams is staying in over the water bungalow. There we go. So I'm excited. But they'll probably be really expensive. So.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, I looked into DVC one year and they're like, hey, you could finance. I'm like, oh, okay. So I realized how much it cost. I'm like, yeah. They're like financing like $50,000, $36,000 a year or something ridiculous like that. It's a lot of money.
Yeah. I'm sure they'll be nice, being it's the Polynesian though.
Yeah. The outside, the exterior of them looks nice, from what I can see. After 35 years, former Walt Disney World president, Meg Crofton, has announced she's leaving the company. Currently, she is the president of operations for parks and resorts in the U.S. and France. It was under her tutelage that the Fantasyland expansion opened, and she has helped shape the vision of Disney Springs, as well as the transformation away from downtown Disney. She'll be missed.
I'm sure she will.
By some.
By those who know who she is. All right. Well, we've been going through a lot of holiday things lately on the show as our main discussions. We've been doing a lot of Walt Disney World discussions, so I thought we would do something that they do special at Disneyland. We're going to talk about a little thing called Haunted Mansion Holiday.
It's what happens when two holidays collide. The house. Not a creature was peaceful, not even a mouse. The children, nestled all snug in their beds, would have nightmares of monsters and skeleton heads.
That love and romance may succeed.
Season's greetings, everyone! You scary creatures of the haunted. We've got some gifts to garnish on you. So, you found me. Too late now. It's time for your gift.
Every year, the Haunted Mansion in Disneyland undergoes a disquieting metamorphosis. The beloved ride is transformed into a Haunted Mansion holiday featuring characters from Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas. It blends characters such as Jack Skellington, Sally, and Oogie Boogie into the settings of the original Haunted Mansion. In September, the ride typically closes for about 2.5 weeks to be transformed into the Haunted Mansion holiday version. The holiday overlay is open to guests from late September through early January to please guests who are fans of the citizens of Halloween Town. Also, further aiding in the debate as to whether or not Nightmare Before Christmas is a Halloween or a Christmas movie.
Due to the popularity of the Country Bear Christmas special and It's a Small World holiday already in Disneyland, Haunted Mansion Holiday was developed. At first, Disney considered creating a retelling of A Christmas Carol. However, since the attraction is based in New Orleans Square, the Imagineers decided against it due to the sharp contrast of the eerie environment of the ride and Santa Claus's jovial nature. Instead, they felt that basing it off of Nightmare Before Christmas would be more fitting. It seemed the logical fit, as Jack Skellington would be the most likely character to celebrate Christmas in a setting such as the Haunted Mansion.
Even with the Nightmare Before Christmas overlay, Disney still had some issues to deal with in order to transition the ride to its holiday overlay. Key performers in the original attraction, such as Paul Frees, Leota Toombs, Eleanor Audley, the rest of the singing busts, and almost all of the original voice actors were dead. Paul Frees was replaced in his role as the ghost host by Corey Burton. Corey had done voiceover work for Disney before. Leota Toombs' daughter, Kim Irvine, resembled her mother and was therefore chosen to perform her mother's iconic role. Susan Blakesley provided the voice of Madame Leota after recognizing how closely her voice resembled that of Eleanor Audley. Jack-o'-lanterns topped over the singing bus and were given computer-animated singing projections. New voice actors were picked for the Graveyard Ghost based on their similar sounds to the originals.
Haunted Mansion Holiday debuted on October 3rd, 2001. It quickly became popular with the guests. The typically inactive FastPass machines were activated to accommodate the surprisingly large crowds. Tokyo Disney features a similar overlay. Disney had originally intended for Walt Disney World's Haunted Mansion to receive the same overlay. However, those plans were scrapped. Tokyo Disney's Haunted Mansion is a carbon copy of the one found in Disney World. Once Disney abandoned the plans, they sent all of the props to Tokyo instead. Disneyland Paris does not have the seasonal overlays either. However, outside of Phantom Manor, you'll find a Jack and Sally meet and greet. On September 13, 2013, which also happened to be Friday the 13th, Disneyland's Haunted Mansion Holiday celebrated its 13th year by outfitting the ride with new effects and set pieces.
It wouldn't be a ride at any Disney park without having a storyline. It picks up where the movie leaves off. In the movie, Jack Skellington tries to create his very own Twisted Christmas in a Halloween style. The ride picks up on the story where he discovers the Haunted Mansion, which is of course home to 999 happy haunts. Jack decides to spread joy to the mansion's residents for the holidays. The creepy crew of Halloween Town, led by Jack, bring hundreds of original evil Christmas presents and decorations to the manor. The haunting grounds are decked for a thrilling and chilling holiday for all the grim-grinning ghosts residing in the abandoned house, which therein sets the stage for the ride itself.
Instead of the lighthearted hidden Mickeys, Disneyland offers the Oogie Boogie's Holiday Trick and Treat Scavenger Hunt. Guests are invited to hunt for Oogie throughout the ride. He can be found in various places, such as the shrubbery in the gardens, a shadow on the Christmas card, even on a doll in the attic, to name a few.
Okay, so neither one of us have ever been on this version of the ride, but because there is this little thing called YouTube out there that you guys may have heard of, we have seen it. So we can judge the ride. Jen, I know you have more to say than I will, so I'm just going to ask what you have to say. So you go ahead first.
Well, let me preface my comments by saying I am a huge Haunted Mansion fan. It's one of my favorite rides at Disney World. And previously, before I looked up the version, I know part of me was always like, oh, why can't we have Jack Skellington at Disney World? Why can't we have the holiday special? And let me say, now that I watched the video, I no longer say that. I'm kind of glad we don't have the overlay. I'm trying to be nice about it, but I'm glad they keep the Haunted Mansion as is in Disney World. I think if I went to Disneyland during the holiday season, not knowing what to expect, maybe it was my first time there, and I went on the Nightmare Before Christmas version, the holiday version, I would be very disappointed. But that's my opinion, so go ahead, Wes, you can share yours.
Let's see. There's some things I do like. I like the outside. I am a fan of the outside of the original Haunted Mansion Disneyland. I like the Pet Cemetery as you walk by, and they have them all like Christmassy and stuff like that. I like the stretching rooms. They're all different with some of the characters, and
that part's cool.
Yeah, the humongous Jack Skellington face. that's on where you normally see the hanging body. I like that. I like the portraits in the hallway, when you get out of the stretching room, that flash and it's the characters. And then there's this, when you get to the Doom buggies, which are black Christmas sleds, or I think they're called. There's this eyesore. That's a nice way of putting it, of like all the Nightmare Before Christmas characters and the loading area. And I'm like, oh, that, I don't know. Anyway, but I like, when you get on the ride, I like the zero in the mirror. I thought that's okay, that's cool, instead of the candelabra. But there are some things that are just too distracting. from the original ride. It takes too much away from the original ride. Mostly, the thing that comes to my mind is the ballroom scene, as it's like there's this humongous gingerbread house on the table, and it's like, oh, you can kind of see some of the ghosts. There's a couple of waltzing ghosts, but here's some Christmas crap instead. It's like that's one of like the main scenes of the ride, and it's just sort of overshadowed by these random gingerbread houses. Madame Leota's like almost all the way in the air. It looks like Shaq's giving her a slam dunk or something. And there's just like these random humongous Christmas cards flying everywhere. I guess that's okay. I mean, at least Madame Leota's still there.
But they don't even do Grim Grinning Ghost either.
No, yeah.
That's one of my favorite parts of the Haunted Mansion. So when you get to the graveyard scene, and they sing Grim Grinning Ghosts.
Yeah.
They don't even do Grim Grinning Ghosts in the graveyard scene.
Yeah, and I don't like the fact that it's random pumpkin heads singing. That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
And over random things, they're just pumpkin heads. It's like, well, we'll leave this ghost, but let's put a pumpkin head over this ghost. Because this ghost, I don't like this ghost. Yeah. I like the fact that they have that. I don't know what the official term for it is called because I'm not a nightmare-aholic or whatever you call themselves out there. The mountain that like twists when Jack's walking down it. I'm sure it has an official name.
I don't know, but it does.
Okay, maybe it doesn't. But I like that they have that in there, and I like that Jack is there instead of the graveyard guy with Zero. That was okay. But yeah, some of the stuff just.
But the little, and I know I go back and forth as to like who the character actually is. But at the end, where they have like the little person.
Yeah.
Where she goes, "Hurry back!" That's Sally. And I was like, no, it's.
Yeah, and she's kind of weak. Hurry back! I have to laugh because she says, "Hurry back!" Something about Santa's sack, and I'm like, what?
I mean, I like that they tell it in a rhyme.
Yeah.
And it's very close to Haunted Mansion. But if you go expecting anything close to Haunted Mansion, I think you'll be disappointed unless you're really a fan of Nightmare Before Christmas.
Right. And of course, they take out the hitchhiking ghosts too.
Yeah.
Let's them, shall we? Yeah, Oogie Boogie's there and randomly spins some stupid treat that pops up in the mirror, and it's like a snake or something. It's like, yeah, I'd rather see the hitchhiking ghosts.
Yeah. Because then, don't they have, and I could have made this up in my mind, but at the end, where the hitchhiking ghosts kind of mess with you in the Doom Buggies, don't they have Nightmare Before Christmas characters playing with you?
I think that's where Lock, Shock, and Barrel like pop up or something.
Yeah.
In the mirror, but wouldn't that have made more sense for them to be like the hitchhiking ghosts?
Yeah.
There are 3 of them. They had them like hitchhiking or something, and that would have made more sense to me.
Yeah, well, or even if they were there, because I mean, Oogie Boogie makes sense because he's kind of setting the scene for the hitchhiking ghosts. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm just being nice, and I'm biting my tongue.
I'm not being nice. I'd like to see it in person, but at the same time, I think I'd be mad and be like, I'd rather have my regular version back. But I know there are lots and lots of people out there that like this this attraction. So, maybe in person it looks better. Or maybe we're just so in our ways that we don't care anymore. But I don't know. I guess I would like to see it at some point, but I'm not. It's not on my bucket list of things.
Yeah, I mean, it would be fun to see, but I know I've talked to you before about it, and I think pretty much exactly what you said. I think I'd be way disappointed because I would want to see the Haunted Mansion. At least take a give and take with it.
Yeah, I was saying to you earlier, we were talking about the Jingle Cruise, and I like that it's the same ride. They add a few things here and there, and I'm sure they could add a few more things to the Jingle Cruise, but they don't overdo it like they do here. This is almost a totally different ride.
It's a bastardization.
Yeah, it's almost as different as Phantom Manor.
Yeah.
Which I love Phantom Manor, but that is in its own park, so it's not taking over anything. But yeah, it's almost like that. Like a couple times a year, the Haunted Mansion changes itself altogether. But I don't know.
I mean, it's cool because it's something they don't do here in Walt Disney World. Like I said, I wanted to see it for years. I had high hopes when I watched the show, or when I watched the video of it on YouTube. And it's cool because, like you said, in the stretch room, you see the portraits of the characters. But then once you get in and you see, oh yeah, it's completely taken over by Nightmare Before Christmas, that's kind of where I lost my interest in it. So I'm glad they leave Haunted Mansion and Disney World alone. Then I'd have a much stronger opinion if they messed it up.
Yeah, I can't even imagine.
I don't know. At least it's on the other coast where I have never been. Hopefully I'll get to see it one day in person, but I'm not about to hold my breath and wait for it.
Well, that does it for another episode. Jen, why don't you tell everybody where they can find you on the interwebs?
You can find me on Twitter at JenMia83.
And of course, you can follow our other hitchhiking host, Mandy, at Mandy Disney on Twitter, and her Flickr, Storybook Princess. For me, you can follow me on Twitter, at WesAList. You can subscribe to my YouTube, youtube.com/westside515. And of course, for our hitchhiking host links, follow us on Twitter, at HitchHostShow. You can like us on Facebook, facebook.com/HitchHostShow. Check out our Instagram, at HitchHostShow on Instagram. And of course, subscribe to us right here on YouTube, youtube.com/HitchHostShow. Until next time, don't forget to...
Hurry back. Hurry back. Be sure to bring your Santa Claus sack.
For the next episode...
Be sure to bring your death certificate.